really like seafood. I do. If I had to choose my last meal on earth, I'd have paella, but with pasta instead of rice, with prawns and mussels and monkfish. My mouth's watering just thinking about it. But do you know what the really tragic thing is? I'm allergic. My skin comes out in hives and my mouth swells. But I love it so much. Isn't it funny how the things we love hurt us? Is that funny? I don't know. I don't have a reason. I know you're going to ask, so it saves you the trouble. Like, what do you want to hear? There isn't a singular reason. She was a strange woman. It was like, I don't really know what it was like. I just remember always wanting her approval and never getting it, which just made me want it even more. And I always remember telling myself, she loves me really. Until one day I realised she didn't. And at first I was like, that's okay. I don't need her to love me back. I can live with that. But somehow knowing that she didn't love me back made everything she did worse. Because you can make wee excuses for people. You tell yourself that whatever they're doing, it's alright. Because it must be out of love. Right? We were eating dinner and she told me that Benny, my beagle, had died, but she wouldn't tell me how it happened. So I'm sitting there crying my eyes out, and it was just the look in her eye. I knew that she was enjoying my pain. I think I might have even saw her smile. And I knew that she'd done it. I just knew. But what really got me wasn't that she'd done it. It was that she never even held my hand. She just watched me. She sat back and sipped her wine. And the next thing I knew, I was standing over her body. And then I went back to the table and finished my paella. It was delicious.
He collects beautiful people, like Jennifer, who really is such a darling. Look, he catches them and wears them like silky scarves on a rubber neck. They are the bubbles in his cheap champagne and silver studs on his rusty watch. And oh, how timid was his singing teacher, and oh, how fussy was his mother, and oh, what a poor little child he was, forced to the back of the choir due to 3 lost teeth. What a wonderfully charming ugly man, don't you think? Can't blame it on his age. No, he is maturing like a fine wine or a hot cheese or a good yeast or whatever. No, he is funny, and he is loud, and that makes up for his alcohol-plagued face, and for his cheeks which melt down into the wine-glass, and for his belly, and his tiny eyes, and his spit. He is not a very happy man. He never was, really. A desperate smile and a little too much Christmas spirit almost covered up a gaping hole of sadness, grief, and a desperate want for attention. All the beautiful people know this, of course. Their diamond eyes flash with pity whenever he calls for a speech. Because they think it's sad, but also rather funny, and they can't help but make fun of a dying old man who is see-through enough to unwillingly bear his flaws. That's why they call him the Glass Man. That gunk that lives inside him has settled in his stomach, and all the world can see it, stretching out his skin and putting pressure on his bladder. Oh, what a sad, sad man.
My king drinks more by the day. I've grown weary of his shouting. One day I thought I could quieten him with a concoction I'd brewed. He slept like a baby. But his daughter saw. Next day I saw her whispering to him. He turned to me, sober, and cried out, "You're hideous." My king is a curious case. After his beloved wife died in childbirth, he turned to experimentation. I guess I was that experiment. At first he struggled with this discovery. Some days he seemed convinced he'd made a mistake with me. Unfortunately, he still loves me. Can't leave him, but for the times he shows me the compassion I crave. He loves me. Not sure his daughter does, though. No, she stopped loving me years ago. It's funny, for a girl whose only trauma came at a time she wouldn't remember, she has an awful lot of righteous hatred in her. She wasn't always like this. No, when I had first met the king, when she was yet to be taught the dangers of love, we would exchange secrets, play together. She would call me her queen, and I'd rule with a righteous hand. Then, as a teenager, she figured it out and passed upon me the title of stranger, a parasite that fills the hole her mother left. An experiment gone wrong. You know, she's convinced that her father is the victim in all this, that he doesn't share my compassion. I know the truth. He loves me. And you know what? He loves me for who I am. He loves me for my shape, my hair, my skin, my eyes, my lips. He loves me. Right now, he loves my identity. My king. I love her. And he loves me. He won't ever stop. He won't. Well, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
I can breathe. Finally. A late night walk to help with my anxiety. But I'm not alone. A man. A stranger who is on his own. We were there for a while. I laugh. I smile. It's late so I leave. Walking home so naive. But I'm lost and I don't know where I am. I glance over my shoulder, a figure. The man. He's following me. I freeze. I hear him walking through the trees. So this is what fear is. My body goes numb. A breath. It's his. Inside I'm screaming but I don't make a sound. He's closer, his footsteps all around. I see the road and I run, faster than I have ever done. I don't know where I'm going but I don't stop to look back. Step after step as I try to stay on track. I gasp for air as my feet stumble underneath me, leaving me to fall. I'm torn, worn out, but I stand back up tall. Is that me? Finally free? I see a comforting light that makes me feel alright. A house. My home. I lock the front door. I'm alive and I don't know how. I fall asleep in my bed. Safe. For now.
Oh, no, I can see you again now. You were just frozen. You should put your 4G on. Your Wi-Fi's so bad. It's yours! It glitches literally every time I'm at yours. Anyway. No, I know it's gross, but it was just a kiss. For fun, obviously. I'm not a lesbian. Oh my god, everyone does it. Well, obviously not everyone, but like... It's just as friends. It's not like I fancy her. Well, of course it didn't look like just friends. We were getting off. I don't know. She just looked good and we get on, so it's not like we planned it just happened. Oh, come on. Every girl looks at other girls and thinks, like, about it. Right? No, I mean, it's different from, like, just appreciating that they look good. I mean, more like what you were saying about Daniel, how he makes you feel kind of nervous. Yeah, butterflies. You know, when we were dancing and Ross put on that slow song and she just looked at me. And we'd just been dancing next to each other, but then we were like dancing together. And I just, like, I really got what you meant. Because I just felt butterflies. But I never thought it would feel nice. I don't know. And then it just happened. But I mean, yeah, I liked it. It was a good kiss. Well, yeah, I've thought about it, obviously, but I haven't been, like, obsessing over it. Yeah, she texted. Well, I think, yeah, happy. I don't know. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I know there's nothing wrong with liking girls. It's not something I wanted for myself. No, I know. Like, I know you won't, but just please don't tell anyone. Do you think I should? I wouldn't know what to say, though. I'm not saying that. Okay, well, what about just hi?
You know, you look just like your dad. A little version of him, maybe, but you still have his eyes and his nose. He's a big, strong man, your dad. He was the bravest person I'd ever met. And he wasn't afraid of anything. He used to jump off the top of the rocks at the quarry, straight into the water beneath him like it was nothing. I remember it like it was yesterday. 16 and 17 and full of hope and full of love. We grew up next to the quarry, so we knew every dent in those rocks and exactly the way the water moved in the wind. I'll take you there someday. I promise. I will. His eyes were my favourite part about him. He had these vibrant blue eyes with little flecks of silver in them, just like yours. And it was like getting lost in this calming sea of blue, swallowed you up and everything stopped. You could just breathe better. It was one of those moments where I was getting lost. I was hiding away from the rest of the world in those eyes when he told me he was going to go fight in the war. He'd been conscripted and everybody else his age was going. And he had no choice. I remember sitting next to him for so long, tears just rolling down my cheeks. I had this feeling in my chest, like it was tight and I couldn't breathe anymore. I was losing him. I lost. He died on a Saturday. A Saturday. I'll always remember that because while I was having breakfast, he was lying out there somewhere, alone, without anybody to help him. It was heavy shelling, they said. Barely anybody made it out alive, but some people did. How did they get to live and he didn't? Who gets to choose who lives and who dies? That shouldn't be anybody's choice. The world is an unfair place. He had to give his life and his future, our future, together with you. I never even told him I was pregnant. I wanted to write, I wanted to tell him, you have a beautiful baby boy on the way. And he's going to look just like you. So fight. Fight to see him. Fight to love him. Because I know he wants to see you and love you too. So, I lost him anyway. I lost him. And now it's just you and me. Just you and me, little one.
No matter what you drive, no matter if it's exotic, imported, muscle, your own little shitbox, every driver knows the feeling. When you're on a road, alone, pushing your car to its absolute limits, rev counter twitching between 7 and 8,000 RPM, you focus on nothing but the road ahead. The next corner, small dip, a short right into a left hairpin, into third for a hard right, then drop a gear and floor it. You know that road better than you know yourself. But it's those roads, those late night drives, and the thrill that comes with it, where we actually understand who we are. Where we don't need to worry about what's behind us. We don't need to worry about what's going on or what's going to happen next, because we already know. It's in those moments we have total control. It's in those moments we understand ourselves. It's in those moments that we become free. No, baby, it's our fault for not adapting this. Not being able to live our life the way we drive, with understanding, precision, and complete and utter control. Is it possible that without that little metal box, we wouldn't be able to feel free? It's like Steve McQueen said, racing is life. Everything else is just waiting. Well, I'm sick of waiting. I want to know who I truly am.
I blame myself for what she's going through. How I watched her waste away before my eyes and I never said anything. I look back and I realise that there were obvious signs, things I ignored or just thought were normal. They obviously weren't. And I can't help and think that maybe if I interfered at the time, then she wouldn't be in such a bad place. I know you can't live a life of what ifs, but that's hard. I just feel guilty. Because I'm meant to know when she needs me, and I failed her when she needed me the most. I think this is one of the hardest things I'll ever go through in life. No, I don't mean that in a selfish way, because obviously I'm not the one sick in hospital, but inevitably I'm watching someone that I love, my best friend, fight a losing battle. And I need to be strong for her, but it's getting so hard, and to the point that I don't know how to be there for her anymore, because she's not the person that I met. Her illness has taken over and I don't recognise her at all anymore. She's got all those tubes sticking out of her, and she just looks so frail and skinny. Personally, I don't fully understand it and what she's going through, which is difficult. But what I find the hardest is knowing that no matter how much I do listen and I'm there for her, it might not even make a difference. Because there's no outright cure. Because it's psychological. No, that sounds like I'm blaming her, and I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. But it's been 2 years now. Only 6 months as an inpatient, but still, you'd think there'd be some kind of improvement. Guess it's just me that thinks that. I don't think people actually realise what's going on, how critical she is. I don't think people actually care about her, what happens to her. Honestly, sometimes I think I'm the only one that's really there for her and worried. Don't mean for that to come across selfish, but it's getting to the point where I think it might actually be true. Obviously, I wouldn't tell her. I can think it, can't I? I can't sleep at night because I'm terrified that the next day I'll wake up and she'll not be in my life. I'm scared because I tell her every day that it's going to be fine, and what if it's not? What if it's not and I let her down again? I mean, how do you pretend that everything's okay when it's clearly not? Because if someone could tell me, I would really appreciate that, because I would love to know. This is my safe space, where I can write down and express what I really think about the whole situation and how I really feel. Obviously, I would never say this to her or to anyone. It's nice to be able to write it down.
And she's the worst. She is the most unbearable one of them all. Because she's just so perfect. Yeah. She's just like this perfect princess that just roams around that everyone adores. I mean, she's got the boys wrapped around her finger and all these mindless girls just following her aimlessly because they have no one else to follow, and they just compliment everything she does like she's the queen. Just fucking Rapunzel, man. I'm not saying all this because like I'm jealous or anything. Like I don't want you to sit there and think I'm jealous, because I'm not. Like that's shallow and it's stupid and it's weird. It's a weird thing to be jealous of. Like, why would I? Like, I'm not. Okay, I'm not jealous of her. She's weird. She's pathetic. I'm not. The ketchup was meant for my chips. I bought a plate of refectory chips at lunch. You know, the ones that are over salted and really, really greasy. Oh my god, I was so excited. And then I just hear her laughing. And I look up from my table, alone, of course. And she's sitting at hers with a low-fat Greek-style yogurt and a fucking celery stick. And all her minions look at me repulsed. Just repulsion. I was just so angry, you know? Who looks at people like that, you know? And I didn't mean to do it. I didn't even realise what I was doing until I did it. Honestly, I swear. And it was just in my hand, and the next minute I knew it. I don't know why I did it. I don't know. I just wanted her to feel the way I feel every day. Okay? Those disgusted looks and those judgmental stares and that humiliation, that embarrassment, and that anxiety that she would have felt when she looked up and saw everyone whispering and laughing at her. That's what I see and feel every day. Except I'm not dripping in ketchup, you know? I'm just me.
Cancer. Stage 4. The doctor's saying it will start to spread. It's in my genes, he said. I mean, I kind of did have the idea that I was sick. I mean, I was losing all my hair, I was being sick, fainting, bleeding, all that. But it didn't stop my lack of reaction, because how the hell are you supposed to react to that? I mean, I'm a 17-year-old boy, for Christ's sake. Well, you know, she is crying, tissues, tears, the whole dramatics. But I was kind of sat there, staring into nothing. Kind of like my future now, right? What do you think it's like? Death, I mean. Do you think there's a bright white light? I think it's cold and darker. Do you think there's nothing at all? I don't know either. I was wishing I was religious so I could say I was going to heaven or something like that. But I'm not religious, and I don't believe that. Can I tell you something? I'm really scared. I don't want to go just yet. I mean, there's so much I want to do. I want to go to the new arcade down the city centre with my friends. I want to try wasabi flavoured ice cream and spit it back out because it probably tastes absolutely horrible. I want to get super drunk, and I want to have the worst hangover the next day. I want to graduate high school. I want to go to university, and I want to have a decent life. I want to watch my sister grow up. I want to watch her stop walking and talking. I want to be able to bring home my future partner and say to my family that this is the person I love. I want my mum. I want to hug her. I want to hold me. I want to tell me that everything is going to be alright. Even when I know it's not.
It was the excited cackling that caught my attention. The kids were getting geared up for another one of Mum's afternoon tea parties. A real hoot. This was undoubtedly the highlight of their day. As always, despite having 5 youngsters to look after, Mum always appeared so calm and elegant. She swooped into the party carrying little treats for them. Their chirps grew louder and louder as their frocks rustled against each other for the biggest delights. Mum's waddling over to me as we sit there staring at each other. I wish I was like you. Always free, living in the moment. Your children look up to you. You're their only hope. Hope. One tiny word that means the absolute world to someone. I mean, it's tiring having hope. I spend most of my days wondering what if. And the hope kind of weakens and you're left with this darkness, and then people try to find the light to brighten up their path, but you can't because, well, no one has a torch. I find the things you can't see in life to be the most terrifying. the betrayal, the hurt, the loss. I mean, you can always hope for the future, but those tiny glimpses of joy are like floating bubbles, caught by the wind, carrying your dreams and ambitions to wherever you want to go. But then the chains of reality come back, and well, you're back to square one. How have you been? Everything's up in the air, but you just get to continue living the life that you always live. And wow, I am jealous of that. God, imagine being jealous of a bird. I mean, I suppose in some respects I am a bird, you know. I'm living with my family in my own little world. Never really know what it brings. I mean, I must admit, it's like my house is a prison now, kind of being held here against my will, but you know, we move. No. Definitely puts relationships to the test. And it's like tension's kind of waiting in the background, ready to pounce on its next victim. You could say it's like walking on eggshells. Who's this? Not hatched yet? The shell looks almost holy in the light. I mean, I relate to this. Not the holy child part, because believe you, I am not, but the chick waiting to be hatched part. Waiting for its moment to shine.